They're similar yet different, you know. It's a very strange thing. People always expect twins to be like more similar.
So I have two boys. The older one is 12, the younger one's 9, and he's got special needs. It's not that we don't argue, but I think the arguments can be either ones which are a bit more open, because they're more open topics, or sometimes it's literally, can you clean up your room, right? So
he's the kind of person who's always figuring out ways to kind of get past a particular challenge. Parenting in this day and age is like swimming with sharks.
there are new technologies coming out, and new toys and new things coming out every week, right?
But as a parent, I think you have to curate the information.
I've tried to have conversations a lot earlier about sex and relationships and respecting bodies in the context of respect and boundaries, and even if it's just like, if your friend says enough, I don't want to play anymore, like, respect that.
So because of the non-profit work that we do, we've had to sacrifice our privacy to advocate for the changes. We didn't see it as a choice. You can't do it anonymously, you can't do it quietly. So I think that the digital world has firstly broken some of that privacy, and there are topics we speak about, which is access to sort of life-saving treatments, and he hears it. And he knows, right? You're talking about SMA. I know I've got SMA. You're talking about terminal condition. He's been incredibly optimistic, incredibly resilient. So that's been challenging, to be frank. So that's been challenging. How that sort of comes around. Sorry, just getting a bit emotional. But I think, that where that digital media has been helpful, in a way, is to be able to have sometimes these really challenging conversations, maybe indirectly with your kids.
One of the big things is, how connected do we want our kids to be? What kind of data do we want the world to have on our kids? So now it's like, you do not get online and connected. If you're playing an online game, you do not say anything about you. Understanding how people use the internet will help you actually draw up healthy boundaries and rules for the kids, but also give them the tools to actually be discerning.
I think it's hard to compete with technology, because technology to a child can be very engaging, but the world must not be in the screen. If you ask them, they will still prefer being outdoors, doing nothing with the screen. Actually, it's just that we don't provide them with enough opportunity to do those things.
Kids are way too stressed out. Way too much pressure is put on them. Because both parents work, kids are very scheduled down to the last minute, because the parents need them to be somewhere safe.
So when you have this endless list of stuff, what causes stress is if you expect that you're going to be able to compress this endless list of stuff with a limited amount of time and resources that families would have. Is the acquisition of the most languages, the most skills, the most knowledge, the most this, the most that, the most important thing for our kids?
I think if I didn't have my special needs child with Down syndrome, my daughter, I might be a kiasu parent also. She forces me to evaluate, hey, is this information really important for her? Then I realized actually at the baseline there's just these common things I need them to have. The ability to find out things, to learn, to talk to people, to be kind.
We think emotion regulation is really important. We think them being resilient is really important, because we feel there's so much change.
A lot of what the kids are dealing with now is an amplification of what we kind of started to deal with when we were in our 20s. And they are not emotionally ready yet. I have more concern about arming him with the life skills to deal with body shaming, how to take care of himself when there's bullying going on, when there's racism happening and it's right up there in the face. I'm just trying to be as present as I can every day and kind of not have projections or expectations of certain things out there.
That whole sense of joy, whole sense of discovery, whole sense of excitement, the whole sense of adventure in life, needs to be really there for our kids.
That's the best thing you can give to your child, rather than focusing on something like living your dream that you didn't succeed in achieving, right?
Just finding what works for you, knowing that what destination you're after, what journey you want the family to be on. And I think it's about then that family. So it's not about your kid, but trying to, at this point, have that. It's a journey of the family.